Opening day will be April 1st at Cincinnati. For Flaherty, his second consecutive opening day start. Since 1901, he becomes the 5th pitcher in Cardinals history to make multiple opening day starts before turning the age of 26.
It's pretty good. Good pitch right there, too. I don't know why everyone's complaining. That's a nice slider.
Joe McGrain did it, Dizzy Dean, Lee Meadows, and Johnny Lush.
Better to take a single than a triple. I mean, if you're scoring at home.
Well, to your point, one way or another, he's got to keep it in front.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough play because all you're thinking about is catching the ball, and it's a routine play as far as it's if you're playing in the day or the night, and right now it's not. But as an outfielder, all you can think about is catch the ball, and sometimes it's not that easy.
Popped up into shallow left. O'Neill with the catch. And a strong throw to hit the cut. 2-way.
Next up is the catcher.
Runs and 1 run batted in this spring. So runner at third, 2 outs. Good slider, strike 1. This past week, the Cardinals optioned Johan Oviedo, reassigned Jesus Cruz and Evan Krasinski, Matthew Liberator, Zach Thompson, Tommy Parsons, who had a very good camp, Nolan Gorman, and Matt Caesar. And it's 0-2 to the 9th place hitter. This will be pitch number 40 upcoming from Jack Flaherty.
Working up a nice little sweat there.
Looks warm down there in Florida. Warm night. 0-2 pitch. Doesn't chase. 1-2.
It's about 81 degrees right now. You're the weatherman. Let him know. It's about 81 with a slight breeze off the ocean. 14 miles an hour. Dropping it a little bit.
Birdie is your runner at third, and the 1-2 got him. Blew it by him. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 in the game. O'Neill, Molina, Carlson coming up. Strikeout number 4 for Flaherty.
We don't want to overhype the return of the Quesalupa's cheese stuffed shell, so we're skipping the theatrics.
Oh, man.
Well, we were skipping the theatrics. Anyway, the Quesalupa from Taco Bell is back, and we think you'll like it.
Upgrade your truck at Plaza Tire Service today. Custom wheels, leveling kits, and the area's best selection of tires, including mud tires and ATs. It's all at Plaza Tire Service. We got what you need to get your truck just the way you want it. That's Plaza Tire Service.
You got the gear, but do you have the internet to power it? Go full speed. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year. Show your tech some respect and see what it can really do with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for a year, and get ready to go full speed. Dial 844-EXTREME-2.
Everything in our garage is inspired by our racing spirit. Race in for a great deal on the Honda Pilot.
Every opening day winner and compete to win $200,000 with MLB Opening Day Pick'em, presented by Loan Depot. See rules and enter at MLB.com/pick'em. Restrictions apply. Curveball and a beauty into Tyler O'Neill. Looks to me that O'Neill is letting the ball get a little bit deeper. Short swing, and has been trying to take the ball the other way when appropriate. That's popped up a mile high, and the catch is made for the out. Chisholm there.
That's a really hard thing to do, too, is let the ball get deeper, because it's not as easy as it seems. There's no way to teach that. It's like a feeling you have to feel, and it's like so many different ways. You can put the ball on a tee, you can tell somebody to hit it the other way, but you can manipulate your hands so many different ways and times that letting the ball get deep sometimes is just not in the cards right away.
Yachty playing in season number 18 with the Cardinals. Longest active tenure with only one franchise currently in Major League Baseball. Ryan Zimmerman, year number 16 with Washington. Adam Wainwright, 16. Pretty incredible. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2. 1-2 the count. What do you think? What kind of year are you expecting from Yachty? And how much is he going to play?
Same. Every day. I mean, come on. You're going to fight him to get out of the lineup? Sometimes you're just doesn't want to come out. It'd be interesting to see, though, if he makes any concessions to age at all, and not as an excuse, but as basically manager saying, hey, you know, let's try to give you another couple days here and there off. But I mean, really want to take that out of the lineup? Which one of your pitchers do you want to ask, hey, do you mind if Yachty doesn't play today? Good thing he's got a young staff, huh?
Does this so often, going to right field, first base. Cooper that was well off the line, and almost by design you would think that Yachty's trying to do that, but Just keeps on going.
And he's just literally letting the ball get deep, as you said. Hit the ball the other way. The longer you can let the ball get deep, the longer you can stay on it, the better chance you have of hitting a line drive.
A shift on the right side of the infield, and now Dylan Carlson. A couple of home runs in the last week and a half from this side of the plate. 250 the average. You talked about when you're a switch hitter getting timing on both sides of the plate.
Tough to do. The best switch hitters I've ever talked to and ever played against say that it's almost impossible. The best in the game.
So you go into a slump on one side? Things like that happen?
Yeah, you're just hoping it's not the left side because you're going to hit left-handed more often. I think what it is you don't get locked in on both sides as much as you wouldn't go to, I mean, obviously you're going to go to slump, but they just said some days it's just easier, or some weeks it's easier on one side versus the other, and it just, whatever you do, you can't get both sides going at the same time.
Hit it into the shift and a double play. We move to the third.
Spring is finally here.
Top of the third. And he is part of this very young and talented group. Harvard Westlake teammates starting on opening day. So all these guys were teammates in high school. Max Fried, Lucas Giolito, and Jack Flaherty. Now the question is, how did they not win the state title? Must be pretty good talent there in the state of California.
No hitting, just those three guys, that was it. Probably not the best hitters.
Corey Dickerson, then Chisholm and Cooper, the top of the Marlins lineup. How about that? Three guys from the same high school making the opening day starts for their respective clubs. Pretty impressive.
It's impressive just to get to the minor leagues, then the big leagues, let alone be pretty much the ace of your staff.
Yeah. A shift on the right side of the infield. And a breaking pitch drops in for a strike. Dickerson grounded out to Goldschmidt to start our night.
Pretty good curveball right there. Mid-season form.
One ball, one strike.
Comes another one.
We don't talk enough about that curveball. It's a lot about the fastball, slider, and seeing a little bit more of the curveball here.
I like that. He's going to need that. I think that when he's struggled, he's run out of pitches, and he hasn't been able to locate certain pitches. And just every time you can add a pitch, a weapon, You don't have to throw it a lot. You just have to throw it. And if you can throw it for a strike in certain counts.
On a hop to short, DeYoung, low throw, picked out of the dirt by Goldie.
If you can throw it in certain counts, it just really adds problems to the hitters.
The shortstop number 2, Jazz Chisholm.
There's Chisholm. Caught looking his first time as Flaherty has struck out 4. One our score. And a shift on the infield again. Arenado playing in at third. Big breaking ball drops in for a strike.
I can't help. I don't know how he threw it before, but I can't help but notice that you can see the finger pop up a little bit, and that is just all Adam Wainwright right there. That little bit of a knuckle curve. I'm not going to call it a knuckle curve because that's not how it's thrown. It's just the middle finger is the one that they throw the curveball off of, and sometimes that first finger gets in the way, so they use the knuckle just to kind of guide the ball, but the break comes off of the middle finger, and that's the grip. But that's the way Adam Wainwright throws it. He kind of gets that first finger up and the nails kind of into the ball. But here it is again. You see Jack is really throwing a nice one today.
And the 2-1 yanked foul. 2-2.
I wish that you could go back with the really good players and see how much other players have influenced them and have changed them. You know, I mean, I remember with Izzy, a lot of guys would ask how to throw that cutter, you know, and a lot of guys would ask Woody about the cutter, and then Adam with the curveball, and whoever has a really good pitch, everyone wants to know how. And the reason why, there's only certain guys in the league with really, really good stuff, with like a really good curveball, a really good slider. It's not everyone. Everyone's got something, but there's guys that got plus change-up, curveball, and you know, change-ups are tough because it's all about arm action and velocity and just the way you grip it. But it definitely can help when you get someone else that's doing it at the time, can help you with a little bit of how to do it. This is what he thinks. This is how it comes out of his hand. It just helps, and I think it'd be interesting to see how many guys change things because of other guys on their team.
Remember the first time we slowed down the video and saw Wainwright snapping off a breaking ball, but the finger up.
Yeah,
the
first finger, yeah. And he'll change it, you know, a lot. And it's all feel. Like Adam is so great because of feel. He can change the feel, and he'll make adjustments. And you can see when you see him vary his windup and vary his motion. That's hard to do, and that's all confidence. But he also does that with his pitches. You know, he'll scrap the 2-seamer one day, or scrap the 4-seamer, or the cutter, whatever. Just whatever's not working, and whatever's working. I think Darryl Kyle was really good at that too. He would say that if his curveball wasn't working, he would throw it a lot, which is opposite of what you would think, but he wanted the hitters to think about it. So when he tried to put you away, he had to use the fastball.
That is a fair ball just inside the third base line. Down into the bullpen of the Marlins, and Garrett Cooper trotting in with a double, his second double tonight, 2 for 2. Just out of the reach of Arenado.
Just out of the reach. Not very many get down there.
The second baseman, number 1, Isan Diaz.
Wonder if he got a glove on it too. I think he may have gotten a piece
Shadows are
of
a
it.
little tough for us also.
Yeah.
But I thought that listening to these pitchers is so awesome as a hitter because it teaches you so much. To hear a guy tell me when his curveball's not working, he throws it more. And then when it's really on, he only used it when he needed it. I thought, wow, that's kind of backwards, I would think, but it's the way they work.
Diaz flies to center. Coming up, Williams, Flaherty, Edman. We're tied 1-1.
SIUE is rising. Why?
Raffle is open now and through March 29th, and you can try your luck at winning some cash, all while supporting kids in our community. Visit cardinals.com/5050 today. Here's Justin Williams. We had some very sad news in the Cardinal family as Joe Cunningham recently passed away. And when I think of Cardinals care, I think of Joe Cunningham, who did so much in our community. Smokey Joe passed away Thursday. He was signed by the Cardinals when he was 17 years old. 12 seasons with the Cardinals. Started out as a first baseman. Then Stan the Man moved in from the outfield to take over that spot. He would play a lot of right field. And he is credited with building the Cardinals group and season ticket departments. Hired as the team's director of sales in 1972. A lot of community nights, the high school baseball games that we enjoy at Busch Stadium, the national anthem performances, and also the kids' school program. And our thoughts and our prayers with the Cunningham family. Out to center field and a base hit. There was Turner with the base hit as Jack Flaherty's night looks to be through.
Don't mess around. Get up there and swing. Might not see the next pitch.
55 pitches tonight for Jack Flaherty. Joe Cunningham, one of the nicest men you'll ever meet. Cunningham Corner. A lot of folks have met down there to have dinners, parties. And that was dedicated new area Busch Stadium, Cunningham Corner, back in 2015. A lot of the group events, postseason celebrations. Did an awful lot for this organization. Great man. Edman struck out swinging first time up. Shows bunt against the shift, and why not? It's an exaggerated shift against Tommy Edman. His speed, he could walk down to first. That's a good sight to see. Kim back up and throwing. Dealt with a sore back. Missed considerable time. They're going to have to build him back up. As Edman pops it foul. Struck out on a changeup his first time up.
Everybody clap your hands.
1-2 the count. And Edman hits a fly ball out to center. Sierra under it to make the catch, and Turner back to the bag at first. Paul Goldschmidt solo home run back in the first inning on a 3-2 pitch to account for the lone Cardinals tally in this ball game.
Welcome to St. Louis, Arenado.
So 2 outs and a runner at first. Popped up left side, playable. Yes, Birdie is there to make the catch. Cardinals strand a runner. We enter the 4th in a tie ball game.
When did Bud Light Seltzer start making
Sunday at 3:30 right here on Fox Sports Midwest, soon to be Bally Sports Midwest. I mentioned the passing of Joe Cunningham, and also the sports world here in St. Louis shocked the passing of the great blue Bob Plager. Wonderful, wonderful man. So our condolences to the Plager family and the Blues family as Kim comes into the ballgame. It's been a while since we've seen him. Now, he did throw a little bit on the backfield, some bullpens, but now in live action. They miss a turn through the rotation and then inserted back in there. Do you know Bobby well, Bob Plager?
Yes, I did. I spent a lot of time with him away from work.
Me too.
Both of their works and obviously our works, and a lot of charity stuff together, and golf and a lot of different things.
That's off the base of the wall. And Brenson, who can really run, on his way to third. Leadoff triple to greet Kim.
He thought he got it. The field's so big out there, it just cruised into third.
Jack Flaherty tonight with the 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run. And there's strike 1. Defensively, the Cardinals moving in the infielders, playing in potentially that play at the plate. Corners are in, middle infield probably 4 or 5 steps in.
Why not? Put some pressure on everyone. Spring training. Want to get guys in situations that they're going to get into during the season. Just never know.
Just off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. I would imagine these players are ready to head north and get out of Jupiter. Beautiful place, love it, spring training. But you're anxious to get to that regular season.
You're talking about 2 different things. You're talking about beautiful Jupiter and then beautiful work. And work it's meant to be played up here in St. Louis and the big ballpark and the bright lights, big fans.
Fans back in the stands.
Fans back in the stands. Back into a home instead of a hotel. There's a lot of things.
It's whacked out to center. Carlson on the move. And Dillon will not get there. Again, almost the identical spot of Brenson's triple. And this will be back-to-back triples. So J.J. Bleday with a triple to make it a 2-1 Miami lead.
Trying to see what kind of jump that Dillon gets here. He's not been playing a whole lot of center field, and that's a big center field to play. Kind of playing guys in a right center field a little bit. That's a long run to the deep part of the park in left center.
Infield drawn in. Now John Birdie. 2-1 Miami. Curveball in there for a strike. Be interesting year 2 for a KK. The league makes adjustments.
They make them quick.
Yep. And the 0-1. One ball and 1 strike.
Good pitch. Change up.
And Kim was frustrated. He thought he had a strike.
A little not where he wanted it, but definitely probably over the plate.
Be interesting to see what the Cardinals want to do with Kim in terms of when and if they feel he is ready to go north. And a high fly ball into right. Catch made by Williams. Runner tags and scores. Ball is airmailed. And it's 3-1 Miami.
And you might be saying, what is he doing? But there's only a few times in your career where you get to airmail something, and one of them is with a guy on third and that's it. Where you just can, there's no one else out there. You just go ahead and let it fly.
Take the chance.
Yep, that's your only chance to do it. Doesn't happen very often. Although you have a better chance to get him out if you actually throw it to the catcher. But sometimes you just want to let it go.
Here's Sierra.
I don't know if he had a chance to get him out, but tell you what, he just showed a strong arm.
Sierra fly to left. First time up, he came up with the runner at third and only one out. Couldn't bring him in. 8th place hitter for Don Mattingly.
Wow.
So didn't get a call a couple of times in the top of the zone. That one just a bit low.
Yeah, it's not helping him a whole lot, is it?
Nope.
Now you got to throw the ball down the middle to get a strike, and these guys are going to hit.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Magneuris Sierra is out of options, so Marlins have to make a decision on him. Hit the second. Tommy Edman there. 2 away. April 12th, 13th, 14th, Cardinals host Washington. And you can take home an adult puffy vest courtesy of Bayer. And your Cardinals fashion with this must-have promo. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
I'll tell you what. Back in the day, I remember being a kid, and the giveaways were just like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to get that. And you get it, and you're like, what's this? This is junk. Now, they got some legit stuff. I mean, I still have some stuff that I wear.
I do, too.
I love the long-sleeve hooded T-shirt that they gave away a couple years ago.
Yep.
The Yachty shirt. I wear the, they had Langford, Gant, and who was it in the outfield all at the same time? They had all 3 of them on the shirt.
Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan. Awesome stuff.
Spring is coming up this week. Our Budweiser What's on Tap. Flaherty making that start. The opener from the Great American Ballpark. His career numbers: 7 starts, 2.48 ERA. Your Budweiser What's on Tap.
Did you ever think we were going to get here on time this year?
Had my doubts.
I knew you were going to say the word for word.
Had my doubts.
You got to have your doubts at some point.
Well, you're hearing that the season could get pushed back by a month.
You know, what I thought was really interesting is I heard it from the inner workings of either the organization or TV in general, but he said that, and I think this is where you have to realize who's really in charge. Major League Baseball believed that they could have a 12-day grace period and give everyone 12 days heads up and start spring training. So at any point during January through whatever date, say February 1st, they could have said, this is what date we're starting, and they would have been, they thought 12 days was enough to give a whole organization, you know, and you know what's going on. I mean, the trucks are going down there.
Sure.
2 or 3 semis of truck stuff going from our stadium all the way down to Florida. Guys' cars, all their stuff. It's going down, it's coming back. I mean, this isn't just jump on the plane, everything's already down there. This stuff has to travel, and they don't leave everything down in Florida, and they don't keep everything up here, so stuff goes back and forth.
Here's Nolan Arenado, grounded out to third, first time up. Campbell, the new pitcher, in relief of Alcantara, went 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, and gave up a home run to Paul Goldschmidt. 3-1, Miami. And the 2-0.
Little different player right now. All of a sudden, you see the swings are, sun's gone down a little bit, a little more aggressive hitters. Even swings and misses are going to happen, but look a little more comfortable.
And the 2-1. Arenado with a fly ball into left, and it is a fair ball, looked like. That's a fair ball. 1 hop over the wall. And a ground rule double for Nolan Arenado.
Shortstop, number 1, Paul Young.
Kept the hands inside it right there, and that's hard ball to keep fair. Probably didn't hit it like he'd want to, but got to take the double.
There's Paul DeYoung, a strikeout back in the first inning. And a curveball in the dirt. Arenado thought about going to third. He'll stop, though, at second base, stays there.
Nice job by Wallach right there. Danny, you a UFC fan?
Yes.
You know our guy Tyron Woodley's fighting tonight.
Yes,
St.
he
Louis
is.
Guy.
Yep.
Excited.
You gonna watch?
Are you kidding? Can't wait.
Here's a 1-0. I've seen him around town. He's like one of the nicest guys ever.
Greatest guy ever.
But I ain't messing with him.
No, he's got a boy at the Smet too. And I said, well, Landon's going to be a freshman there next year. And
could be buddies.
TJ's a senior. And I said, do I kind of get a built-in bodyguard? He said, absolutely.
Don't mess with Landon.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
I think, though, it's weird. Like, for hockey, for me, when I first started watching, loved it, right? You want to see the fights. You want to see everyone scrap. You get in there, and then come to a city like this, and you start hanging out with the guys, and then the guys go out there and take off their gloves, and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to. No, not my guys. You know what I mean? Like, now it's hard to watch the MMA for watching a guy like Tyron fight. So a little nervous at times, but I'm excited for him to do his craft. It'll be fun tonight.
3-1 the count. Oh, I was told to tell you hello from Matty Moe.
Hello back, Matty Moe.
He is on the ballot for the Cardinals Hall of Fame this year.
Yes, he is. He's a super Little League dad.
He started the league, and he said, I'm not sure if I should have started this. This is a lot of work. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, he was traveling. He said he was traveling everywhere. You know, he'd been in and out of St. Louis. It's funny because you didn't see him for a few years, and all of a sudden his kid's at that Little League age, and now he's traveling all over the country, and then you see him in the dugout with all the kids, and he's just like, man, you know his personality. He's just like, what am I doing? I like being at home, teaching the kids. Traveling stuff is different.
3-2 comes back to get him. And the second strikeout for Paul DeYoung. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, it's presented by Edward Jones. It's live now through April 17th. Cast your vote for your top deserving player. Cardinals.com/HOF.
I mean, how do you not just put them all in there?
All at one time. Eventually, all will get in.
Look at that. My rookie year, I got to spend with Lee Smith. Unbelievable. That made my second year.
What a character.
But unbelievable. He was funny.
Here's Tyler O'Neill. Spoke to Lee the other day, and he said making the Cardinals Hall of Fame would really mean something to him.
Can't believe he was out of the Hall of Fame, the real Hall of Fame, for all those years.
It's ridiculous. He said my favorite manager that I played for was Joe Torre. He said one of my best friends is Ozzie Smith. I had him behind me.
As we don't see him around here more often at all.
Big Lee?
Yeah, just at all. I know he was with other teams, but it'd be nice to see him once in a while.
Yep. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. Shift on the left side. 1-2.
That's that ball right there. We'll ever get a look at that quick enough, but that's the ball you really have to think about driving the other way. And you can see when he sees it get up in the air as a breaking ball, he wants to yank it and crush it. But you can do that by hitting it to right center field. When he starts to do that, he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
And the 1-2 was hung up there and lifted in the air to center field. Sierra's throw to the plate is cut off. Arenado will score, and Tyler O'Neill makes it a 3-2 game. Remember I was saying how he's waiting? His hands are back a little bit more this spring. I think maybe that's a good example.
Well, I think he's doing a much better job of staying back on the curveball, like you said. He still has a lightning bat through the zone and almost too fast in general, but yeah, he's definitely sitting back on his back leg a little bit better and staying through the zone. But like I said, sometimes you can sit back too much, and if your body doesn't go towards the plate at all, you're going to lose that outer half. And you can see when he starts to work that way and push balls to right center field, he's going to be tough.
Here's Yadier Molina. Molina, a base hit to right, first time up.
Feels like somebody's stuck in a turnstile, doesn't it?
Oh, you hear that?
That's your checkbook turning over?
I wish.
What is that? It's all the people stuck in the turnstile just getting here, rushing through.
It's a socially distant crowd down in Florida as we're coming to you from the studios here in St. Louis. And soon enough, that club will be in Cincinnati. I think I've figured it out.
You figured it out, huh?
Yachty jumps on the pitch, driven out to the gap in left center, and the catch is made. O'Neill has to backtrack and go to the bag at first. He's there as they started O'Neill with his good speed, and a fine play in left field from J.J. Bleday.
To see O'Neill going, he thinks his ball might get through, so he's cheating a little bit. But when you cross second base like this, you got to touch it going back. He does a nice job. Spring training for everyone, including me. And he's gassed.
The culprit, by the way, Jimmy, is that there is a board behind home plate that's trying to turn over.
Got a little, it's got a little chink in the armor. It's stuck.
Yeah. So 2 outs and a breaking pitch in there for a strike to Dylan Carlson.
Someone needs to go over there and give it a kick. I wish I wouldn't have heard it or seen it, said anything about it. Now it's going to drive me crazy, along with everyone else watching.
Yeah. But I think with your status, Jimmy, as a Cardinal Hall of Famer, and if there's maybe people watching at Roger Dean,
so many people can,
they'll go down there and fix it.
Text to text to text
right.
to text to text. Forward the text all the way down and tell somebody that thing is stuck. And we can hear it. And we can see it now with the camera work of Tom Mee.
And the 1-1 pitch now to Dylan Carlson. Instead, a check on Tyler O'Neill.
The homers for health sign is sick, Danny. It needs some help.
Well, they can fix that.
He's a doctor.
No problem. Homers for health started by a future Cardinal Hall of Famer, Matt Holliday. Done a lot of great things for Cardinal Glennon.
Ooh.
So the changeup, 2 balls, 1 strike here on Dylan Carlson. Big shift for Dylan.
And you can see right there, too, Dylan being a little bit more patient now with the off-speed stuff and not swinging away when he gets ahead in the count.
Runner goes. That's O'Neill. Throw is high. And he slides just under the tag. And a stolen base for Tyler O'Neill.
Or?
Well, they had the shift, so now they're going to rearrange defensively.
I was trying to figure out where everyone was going.
Chisholm, nice play to even make this close. And they may have gotten him.
Missed him, huh? Had his legs a little spread right there. He's just missed him. Let's see if Dylan can drive one in the gap right here with 3-1 count. This is where you got to be patient as a young left-handed hitter. Being left-handed and with the right-hander on deck.
And
he does a
for
nice
a ball.
job right there. That is everything that he has learned in the last year right there in one at bat. Laid off 2 really tough pitches ahead in the count. Both off speed, both really good, and both borderline. And get a nice walk out of that.
So 22 pitches by Campbell in relief of Alcantara. Mel Stottlemyre out to visit.
Now, that was a great at bat, but I also think that's a nice job of pitching by Campbell. I mean, you've seen what Dylan can do, and you've watched Justin Williams a little bit. He's obviously right-handed, so you want to go after the right-hander.
Justin Williams very well could be the opening day right fielder.
Well, I mean, he's left-handed. My bad. Almost what I was thinking about him throwing the ball in the outfield. What was I thinking right there? I know that.
You thinking John Nagowski?
No, I was just thinking about his throwing and wasn't.
Now, John Nagowski is the odd lefty thrower, but bats right-handed. You don't see that very often, for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's it doesn't happen a whole lot. Ricky Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of threw like he was throwing with the wrong hand, though. Ricky. What a I played with him too. Same team.
What was that experience?
Oh man,
like?
he was so much fun.
0-1 pitch. Williams jumps on it. Out to right field. And the catch made on the edge of the track. Lewis Brinson.
We switch.
I switched to Chevy.
during the spring training games, and one of the moments that stands out. How about this? Siri at first. No, Yachty. Okay, we'll try to take second base. And he did. And then he's thrown out, and Yachty has a little message for him. You going to test me? Go right ahead. That was fun. We're in the 5th inning. Kim, his 2nd inning of work. How about that? He did a little Mutombo towards Yachty.
Guy.
No, that's the wrong guy to do that against. 0-1 pitch. And it's 0-2. Dickerson, Chisholm, and Cooper for Miami here in inning number 5. 3-2 our score. Jack Flaherty got the start tonight. 3 innings, gave up a run. Kim, 2 innings, or rather 2 runs in his first inning. And the 0-2. Dickerson, a guy that doesn't strike out all that much, puts the ball in play, takes his walks. See him choke up with 2 strikes. And he strikes out here. Big bender from Kim. And his first strikeout of the night.
Big curveball right there. It was a nice one. Hasn't been able to get very many calls, so he hasn't had a chance to really get to this pitch.
Siri, by the way, since the Molina incident, 0 stolen base attempts. He's trying to make the club with Houston. Now, if you're his teammate and that went viral on social media, does he start getting a little heat?
You just say, have you ever watched TV?
You know who's back there, right? I mean, you don't do that with him.
Yeah, wrong. You don't just say
do
wrong TV. You obviously haven't been watching TV in the last 16 years.
Here's a 1-1. Kim looks a lot sharper here in his 2nd inning. And the 1-2. Velocity is up a bit, tick or 2. That's good to see. And the 2-2. Popped up left side.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's got a little better rhythm.
Yeah. Well, and he's right. We saw last year. He's a quick worker, and that's part of his rhythm.
Yeah, and everything's been not perfect for him. So you go out there in that 1st inning and you try to be a little bit more careful. Now it looks like he's just kind of rearing back and throwing. Like he feels a little bit more comfortable, and he can just let it go now.
The 2-2. Into the shift. DeYoung. And out number 2. And now a quick word about a big change coming to our network.
Your favorite teams have a new network. Fox Sports Midwest is becoming Bally Sports Midwest. March 31st.
2 outs, Garrett Cooper. He's 2 for 2 tonight, pair of doubles. And that pitch in the dirt for ball 1. And a shift now with a 1-0 pitch. With that, it's not only the infield that shift, but the umpires too. Their positioning, it changes. I mean, Goldschmidt is way off the line at first. He's about halfway to second base. The 2-0 floats in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 2. And into the shift and past the shift. A base hit. Cooper is 3 for 3. So the 2-out hit. Cruz is getting loose for the Cardinals in their bullpen. Hit them where they ain't, Jimmy, and that's what he did.
Yep. Or where they should have been at some point.
Isan Diaz. And the triple in right field on a ball that Williams was uncomfortable with, turned it into a 3-bagger and has also flied to center.
Uncomfortable.
That's one way to put it.
That is one way to put it.
And the 1-0 pitch. And Diaz hits it on the ground. Edmund to first and the out. Marlins strand a runner, their 4th of the evening. We're midway through 5 in a 3-2 game. The sun setting down in Florida. Moon shining brightly. That's the moon man there. That's Mike Shannon. In the middle, Jim Jackson on the left. John Rooney on the right. The radio crew back for another season. The 50th year for Mike Shannon in the booth. 50 years.
It's amazing. Amazing.
There's an article written, I guess it's been about a week, maybe 10 days ago, done by Rick Hummel, where Mike Shannon talked about contracting COVID-19 and the issues associated with that, and fighting his way back. Here's Max Moroff.
Put you down for a little bit.
Moroff, he's opened eyes in terms of he's just a solid player. You know, not a lot jumping off the screen and the numbers and that kind of thing, but he does some of the little things that they like. Signed in late January. Does have big league time and pinch hitting here. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed.
It's a heck of a breaking ball right there. That
sure is.
Straight down. That's what you call 12-6 right there. Where this starts. Straight down.
How long did it take you to get in spring training as a position player where you said, you know what, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go north?
You know, it's funny that you asked that, because when I was with the Angels, I was good to go after the second day because I had worked so hard as far as hitting, because I was trying to, you know, get into a good spot and get a job and everything. And every year that went on, I thought, okay, well, I have a job. Now I need to make spring training a little bit more, I don't know the right word, but not interesting, but kind of more relevant, so I can work, not get there and be ready to go. I wanted to get there and kind of know I needed to keep improving or keep working so I wouldn't peak too early. So each year I hit a little bit less and less and less. So it took me a little bit longer, but I would say a total of like a real good week of games. So I played every other day, so maybe 4 or 5 games. But the thing is, even when you don't hit a lot at home, you hit so much in the first 4 or 5 days, and you used to hit even more, that you can really turn it on in a hurry. And catching up to game speed doesn't take that long, I think. Like I said, it's probably a week.
Campbell threw it away, and the line drive hit by Tommy Edman, and he's aboard.
But I think everyone's different because I think you have to know yourself, right? It's not like, are you getting hits? Are you seeing the ball? It's like, are you hitting every pitch? And I felt like pulling the ball and hitting a breaking ball kind of came at the same time. It was the last 2 things to come. And then the other thing on defense was, could I run after a ball over my head and keep it from bouncing around where I could see it and catch it? And that was always the last thing to come also. Stuff that you can't really duplicate at home.
Here's Goldie with a home run tonight. Solo shot back in the first inning on a 3-2 against Alcantara. Tommy Edman winds up at second base after the nifty footwork of Stubby Clapp. Got out of the way of that. I mean, that is just cat-like down there.
Yeah. I don't know about cat-like, but he did get out of the way. One of my favorites.
He's a good man. That's one of the things I really miss about not being down there talking to Ollie and Stubby and Willie.
100%.
It's a ball and a strike on Goldschmidt. Also popped out into foul territory. Genesis Cabrera getting loose. There's Stubby Clapp, first base coach of the Cardinals. And the 1-1 pitch to Goldie. Reaching for it, grounded to short. Edman from second to third. Nolan Arenado with a double down the left field line, ground rule double, and also grounded out to third. Cannot wait to watch this guy play every day. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think that it's watching both of these guys. They're kind of, I feel like they're very similar, like their style. Like
Goldie and Arenado.
Yeah, with those two, and now you got, like, finally Goldie gets comfortable. Been here a couple years now, and then you're going to get to see Arenado do the same thing. Hopefully he'll be more comfortable right away, but yeah, I think it's just going to be exciting. You have 2 of the best infielders on the corners in the game, 2 of the better hitters in the game, and just big, strong guys that can do a lot of things a lot of guys can't, and we get to see it every day.
Now, if Campbell hangs one of these breaking balls, Nolan Arenado is going to have his first Cardinal home run.
That's a good one.
The 0-1 pitch, taken high, a ball and a strike. You know Nolan would love to break camp with at least 1 home run.
Yeah.
Get one out of the way.
Yeah, you do. You'd like to have 1.
The 1-1 pitch to Nolan Arenado. Fastball taken high. 2 balls and a strike. Tying run down at third. Tommy Edman, 3-2 our score. And a hitter's count here at 2 balls and a strike. Outfield is deep. They're straight away. Claim to pull on the infield. First baseman well off the line. Arenado grounded out to third back in the first. The ground rule double to lead off
the fourth inning, 1 for 2. A chance to do some damage here at 3 balls and 1 strike. Just off the plate. And the 2-out walk. Been a tough night for Paul DeYoung. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Last at bat, he was ahead in the count 3-0. And it was Campbell that came back to get him. And that's hit out of play.
It's a good sign right there, too. I like that. Not out in front of that ball. He's waiting, trying to stay through it. It's one of his things. When he struggles a lot, he pulls off a lot of pitches. And so staying through the ball and really trying to drive the ball up the middle is key for him.
A shift on the left side of the infield. All kinds of room. Right side. Just poke it through that side. The curveball is tapped foul. Ben Fredrickson at the Post-Dispatch had an interesting article about the shift. And as we know, this year, Class AA teams must have at least 4 players with 2 feet on the infield dirt. And that also could change to expand in the season second half. 2 infielders positioned on each side of second base. Just off the plate. Ben does a great job of covering the game. He's down in Jupiter with Derek Gould of the Post-Dispatch and Rick Hummel. Outstanding writer at the PD. The 2-2. And a called third strike.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this.
Is presented by authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, opening day Thursday will come your way at 2 on Bally Sports Midwest. Genesis Cabrera into the ball game, and Cardinals with a defensive change. Edmundo Sosa is at second base. Spring numbers 5 2/3 for the Cardinal left-hander. Brinson, Bleday, and Birdie. Lead off here in the 6th. Curveball taken high. What do you think? You like that? What Ben Frederickson was writing about and some of the changes with the shift in the minor leagues? If you're going to try it, you try it at the minor league level, not do it in the major leagues.
No, I don't know how. I don't know how you do that, though. How do you tell a defense that they can't play to their strong suit? It's like telling in the future to the pitchers, hey, you can't throw a slider anymore because the hitters can't hit it.
So you think it's then on the hitters to make the adjustments?
Well, I don't think there is an adjustment. I don't think you can change the way you play the game. It's just like you look at any sport, right? Certain guys do certain things, and you just have to stop that. So the best players in every league do certain things the same way every night. And some guys can stop them, and most guys can't. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, hockey, football, whatever. You got to figure it out.
I wonder if there's going to be a wave of players, though, as the shift has become more routine at every level. There's a strikeout where you have a wave of players that has dealt with it in the minor leagues. Then they graduate to, Major League Baseball, and they learn to hit the other way or beat the shift.
Well, I think that you have the really weird thing is your swing, I think. And if you ever watched or looked at a spray chart for more than a couple of guys, it would be really interesting for people to see, because spray charts are so different. They're different on the ground than they are in the air. Like, my spray chart would be in the air to left center and on the ground pull. So you could see the outfielder shaded one way and the infielder shaded the other way. But by telling me you just want everyone to play straight up, are you saying you don't care if I get a hit or not? Or like, I don't know. It's hard. I think the changes always come, and they're a good thought process, but like, how are you going to tell teams not to play defense a certain way?
We have great athletes in the game. I think everybody acknowledges that, but we need to see them on display more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's every. I feel like it's like everything, right? It's whatever happens for a year or two, then they talk about changing it. Well, the ball's juiced again. They're hitting too many home runs. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, let's change the ball. Now the ball's going to be a little bit softer. Well, okay. Well, now they're hitting the ball on the ground, and now we got to change. We got to take the shift away because it's not getting. If you want offense, make the ball hard, and then give a little bit more seams for the pitchers. And I don't know what to tell you. Be consistent.
It does change. It seems like.
Well, and then you're gonna. What are you gonna take the weight next? You're gonna take the weight rooms away from the guys. I mean, it's just what are you gonna do? It's like, how many things are you gonna try and slow down?
3-1 pitch. 3-2.
The guys in college are hitting 2 home runs. Let's give them dead bats, and then I think those bats are even more dead than a wooden bat. You might as well just give them wood bats and start all over again. It's just, I mean, you can go round and round with all these changes and these rules and what have you.
Out to left and gone. Just over the wall. And a home run on a 3-2 pitch hit by J.J. Bleday, one of the top prospects of the Marlins in their system.
It's a really good swing right there, and did exactly what you're supposed to do off a lefty, is go the other way, stay back.
Well, it's a nice swing.
Really nice swing. Get it up in that wind a little bit. You can see just take off.
That makes it a 4-2 Miami lead. John Birdie tripled to right, and a sac fly and an RBI in the 4th. If you were watching a game the other day, but Eloy Jimenez went back on a ball, kind of scaled the wall, all of a sudden torn pectoral, and that's a big loss for a team with high expectations. The White Sox, led by one Tony La Russa. Have you spoken to Tony this spring at all?
No, I haven't. I really have just kind of stayed away from everything this spring. It seems to be as difficult as ever with all the rules and stuff in place. So
it'll be a base hit for Birdie on the infield. No chance for DeYoung. Put it in his back pocket. And a 1-out hit.
I was actually thinking about traveling to Arizona this week with spring break with Landon and trying to go see a couple of those guys out there, the Angels and the White Sox, and just didn't get a chance. Too much going on with the family, so just going to have to wait till the season starts and check it out then.
Looking forward to watching Tony back where it just seems like he belongs, in the dugout.
It's the only place for him.
Yep. He talked about it. He said, I couldn't take it anymore being up in the box.
It's really funny to me. Like, I mean, I know his first love was, in Chicago, and then with Reinsdorf and stuff. But, he went from there to Oakland. Then he came here, and you know how much he cares about it here. But then when he leaves here, he starts working for Boston a little, or Arizona a little bit, Boston a little bit. So I'm like, how did he get back to the White Sox? And then
the Angels.
Yeah, and then the Angels. But then I was thinking, he followed so many different teams and guys, and then he ends up like with the one team he hasn't followed in 30 years, and now he's going to learn a whole new system, you know what I mean, like a whole new group of guys again. It's like he's followed all these different teams and gotten to know all these guys, and then all of a sudden, oh, here we go, take over the White Sox.
This is Sierra, and that's out of play. But Tony, took the job seriously when he was doing what he was doing in Arizona, obviously running baseball operations, and then as
I know that because
right-hand man
when
to
he went to
various
dinner,
guys.
he had an iPad in his hand watching the game, screaming at the iPad.
Yeah.
Watching games on his little TV in his hand. So, yeah, I know he takes it seriously.
1 ball, 1 strike on Sierra. Curveball. And a strike. Krasinski, lefty, getting loose for the Cardinals in their bullpen.
Felt like you could, if he didn't get away from the game when he stopped here, he was never going to get away.
No.
Because he felt like he had enough going on here and did so much that he deserved a break. He didn't take it.
Sosa, the quick turn, but the speed there of Sierra beats it out.
And it kind of caught me off guard. The first time I went to dinner with him after that, and he was watching the Arizona Diamondbacks play, I said, oh, man, he got sucked back in. And he did, and it was just, that's just him. And I thought, you know what, he's never going to get away from it.
No. He's 76 and now managing the White Sox.
Loving it, I'm sure.
There's Chad Wallach, and he inherits a very good team. Shift on the left side.
Catcher number 17, Chad Wallach. Controlling first, Cameron Lansing.
Be late May, and the Cardinals will head to Chicago to take on the White Sox. That is going to be interesting. Cardinals facing Tony La Russa.
It'll be even more interesting if they came here.
Yeah.
That'd been cool.
Mike Schilt very close with Tony La Russa. Would call him repeatedly before and after games for just, advice, just to talk about situations. And those two became close when Tony La Russa turned over a spring training to Mike Schilt. He said, you walk in that office, and he said the first time it's Joe Pattini, Dave Duncan, and Tony La Russa, and really iconic figures for the Cardinals and baseball. And he said, Tony treated me from day one with the utmost respect and said, hey, this is your system. You're running this. You do it. And Mike has said he's never forgotten that. Home run hit by Miami to extend their lead to 4-2.